Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video in response to Lazerrus' last thread, which I believe he titled the LBH thread. He was kind of, as he mentioned in his video, he was kind of feeding off of a thread question that we had done some time ago, and I think it was a great idea to kind of bring it up again because I think it has been some time since we had kind of touched on this. But basically what he was asking was to just kind of share our vinyl buying habits. Kind of how we buy vinyl, how we look for it, I guess our preferences and all of that good stuff. So really good question, and wanted to kind of jump in on it. I do also have a few vinyl finds here, but I think I'll make it a two different videos. So I'm just going to focus on Lazerrus' question right now. But before I do, this is what's playing in the background. Danzig. Speaking about vinyl buying habits, I remember the day I found this one in a store, my reaction and kind of what went down that day, which is kind of cool. But anyway, so I guess there's a lot of different places to start. I guess really when it comes to me and how I search for vinyl and things of that nature, I guess really the best way to describe it is that I'm just very opportunistic. That's really all that kind of matters to me. There's no particular place or way to buy vinyl that I just kind of cut out and say, I don't really want to go there, I don't like going there, or anything of that nature. And I think it's just because vinyl is just so available in so many different places. Unlike a new piece of technology or the new iPad 3 or something like that, you're not going to go to a Goodwill and find an iPad 3 on the shelf. It's pretty much few places you're going to go, and you know how much you're going to pay, and it's the newer technology and blah blah blah. But again, I think that's the thing that keeps me so open about where I want to look for vinyl is, there are records out there that people have auctioning off, selling for thousands and thousands of dollars, but then you also have records out there that are in somebody's attic who people think are completely worthless that they just want to give away for whatever reason. So I think when you have that type of extreme indifferences with a particular, let's just say media in this particular case, since we're talking about music and everything, but that wide of a range of difference with vinyl, it can end up anywhere with stuff that's deemed as useless and stuff that's deemed as completely and totally valuable to the point of insuring it. So I guess just kind of knowing that and knowing that vinyl is floating around on all those different levels, I just really refuse to say I'm never going to look for vinyl here, or I refuse to look for it here or buy it here or get it this way. It's everywhere. So I'm going to be very open and look for it everywhere. Now now two things I guess I will say about that. Let me maybe say what's my favorite way to find vinyl. That might be the best question. My favorite place to find vinyl, that I get the most thrills out of finding vinyl, is not on the internet, not at a Goodwill, not even at my local vinyl store, but it's whenever I travel and go off somewhere, visiting some different city or going to a different state or something like that. I get on the internet and find 4 or 5 of the main vinyl stores in that city, if they have that many or whatever, and then I go down to one shop and I'm looking through stuff and it's all new. Then you ask that guy, is there any other record shops in the area? Yeah, there's one downtown on whatchamacallit, it's kind of down in the basement, you have to go down in there, and then you find that place and go in there, and then you come out with just a handful of great records. That without question is my favorite way to discover vinyl, is traveling somewhere else to a different city or town and finding vinyl that way. It just adds a totally different thrill to it for me. And I mean literally that part of the trip is very significant. I could go to my local store, or I could, let's say, travel and find 10 records that I get so excited about. If I found those same 10 records at my local store here in the city, it wouldn't produce the same level of excitement. It's just going off somewhere new and experiencing a new store and all of that, that's definitely probably the most exciting way for me to find vinyl. Because I think another element of that too is any of you who have local stores probably know, once you hit the same store over and over, there's turnover in the good stuff, but there's also things that can sit on the shelf just like for months and months, if not years. So sometimes when you go to the same store and you start flipping, and it's like, I've seen the same order of these records over and over and over because I come here like every other freaking day. You know, that's one of the exciting things about being in a new store too, is that even the stuff that's been there and hasn't turned over, you have no idea what the order is, and every single flip is a new potential, you know, whatever. So when you kind of couple all of that together, definitely buying records out of town, as far away from home as possible, that's my favorite way to buy records. Second thing I was going to say, and this is one thing that probably makes me a little different than some people I've heard with their responses, and even I recall responses the first time we kind of touched on this thread, is people that tend to be a little bit more anti-internet, maybe willing to buy but just don't really like it and all of that. I don't know, for me, I get just as, I don't say just as much, but I get a pretty significant rush digging and finding records on the internet as well. And kind of the concepts that a lot of people seem to think, and of course it depends on what we're looking for, what we're buying, but I hear a lot of people say, you know, it's not the same when you just get on the internet and just, you know, buy it and whatever else. And I'm kind of thinking, what eBay do you guys go to? Because I'm just not able to get online and say, oh, I want this record, there it is, bought. I guess I don't find stuff that easy on the internet. And so I don't know if maybe it's the stuff that I'm looking for, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But finding stuff on the net is still a bit of a challenge for me. It's still a dig where I'm constantly having to look and search, trying to find something, especially within the price range that it's actually valued. So the internet digging doesn't seem as simple to me as people seem to make it sound like. It seems like a lot of people are saying that, you know, it's not as exciting because you just click and you have it. But again, it's just, I don't find stuff that easy on the internet. The second thing too is, I think sometimes it can be as exciting, and actually I have a perfect example from this week. There is an African artist that I've been looking for forever, and his name is Sam, but anyway, I won't get into all that. But anyway, I have literally been looking for a particular song by him for well over 15 years now. Any format. If I could find it on tape, CD, you know, 8-track. I mean, this is before I started collecting vinyls. I didn't think about it back then, but, you know, I was just like, any place I can find this song by this artist, I want to get it. I've been to record stores. I, you know, talk with people about, is it something they can order from overseas? Do they even put it out on CDs? You know, on and on and on. So 15 years plus of searching for this artist and this song, and I get online and browse through eBay again. I probably check once maybe every couple of weeks. I'll type his name in and everything, and a record pops up, vinyl no less, and I look at the song list and it's on there, and I'm thinking, holy cow, 15 years of looking for this, and I found it, and here it is. And it was about 18 hours until the auction ended. There was only one bid that was on it at the time. So, and the bid was for only like $4 at the time. So I literally set my, you know, the timer that you have on your oven, I set it to go off 10 minutes before the auction ended. So I put like 16 hours on there, and sure enough, the timer goes off, and I go in and bid, and I win the record for like $4.70-something. And so, you know, that whole process, that was a 24-hour adrenaline rush of, you know, almost 24 hours of just thinking about getting my hands on that record. And to say that that wasn't as exciting as any other record find that I've had, in person or traveling or whatever else, I don't know, it would be a lie. At least for me it would. So it's even moments like that and things like that, which is why I don't rule out the internet any more than I rule out a Goodwill or a record store or whatever else. So again, I guess that's kind of the easiest way to sum up my buying habits, is that I'm just completely and totally opportunistic. Wherever I can find a piece of 12-inch vinyl that I like, I will keep my eyes open and ears open, and I'm more than happy to get it pretty much anywhere. So anyway, that's my little ramble, my response. Again, great question to bring back up, Laz. And I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to do a quick Vinyl Finds video. Alright, take care, VC.